and welcome to the Absolute Football Podcast, Absolutely Lower League, the show dedicated from everything. The show, I messed it up again. The show dedicated to everything from the EFL Championship, League One, League Two, and the National League, of course. But I could not do this alone, and we were supposed to be having a Claire, but she's not here at the minute, so we don't have to start Stockport tonight. Woo! But I do have two lovely chats with me. Keiron, how are you and how's your week been?
Yeah, week's been all right if you take all the football out of it. But yeah, finished up the trip to Dover, came back Monday, and it's kind of just been an absolute nightmare since then, but not bad.
Oh, I'm glad you're okay. I'm not happy about your nightmare week, and we can skip football if you want. We can just talk about all the other leagues. Do not worry. Do not worry. At least we don't have to mention who's top of League Two.
Good point.
Nick, how are you and how's your week been?
Yeah, week's been good. We had a very unexpected result on Saturday, so a few of us were eating humble pie. So yeah, football was good. Rest of the week pretty standard. Busy couple of days. Had the grandson for 2 days. That's always good fun, but tiring. So yeah, all good.
Oh bless. How's he doing?
He's like little diamond. Yeah, he's just all the words are coming tumbling out now, so he's doing really well. Yeah, he's a little character.
Love that. And of course, at the minute there isn't a Claire. But we do have a lot of people in the chat wondering where Claire is. So we will go to that. So we have the Tranmere Rovers show. I'm here raring to go. Sorry we're a little bit late as well. We were hoping Claire would come on. She's just having some issues with her Wi-Fi. Hopefully she will be on later. We've got Aled, evening all, as well. Hope you're having a good one. We've got Nick as well. He's waiting for Claire. He's a Stockport fan. Should we do League Two first? Well, she's not here. Rebecca, hi all. We've got a Johnny as well. Hello, Johnny. Hope you're okay. We have got Simon, evening gang. Yeah, a lot of people asking where Claire is. We do not know, but I'm sure she'll be here very soon. Aled, no, who's top of the league today? Not the minute. I think we should all joke around and say that we've done League Two when she comes. We've got Chris as well. Good evening, everyone. Half-time here in Spennymoor versus Banbury game, winning 3-1 right now. At least someone's team's winning. Then again, Uncle Nick's team's won as well. We have got as well Aled. Luke is very busy today. We have got Sam. Evening, wonderful people. The Jeff's Express will be here soon. Love it. We got Nick as well, ex-player. Sorry, Nick. And then Tranmere Rovers show as well. Keiron, no panic. Charity May will give Newport the 3 points.
I will not comment on it until later, but no, is my short answer.
We have got Jen as well. Oh, bless her. We will get on to Morecambe later and their points deduction, unfortunately. But I really hope you're okay, Jen. It's not nice to see at all. Should we talk some football?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what this show's about, isn't it? Football.
Oh, Johnny as well. This comment's so sweet. Is put, I just want to say this makes me smile every week. I'm so glad it does. Oh, doesn't make us smile talking about our teams, but I'm glad we make you all smile. So we have got double game week to get through on the championship. So first lot of results. Keiron, I will start with you first. Any standout ones on here for you?
First one I see is Norwich beating Ipswich. Of course, that's a derby, and a lot of people have put Ipswich as favourites going into it. But fair play to Norwich. I mean, they did what they have to do. What are they? They're in playoffs now, if I'm not mistaken. So there we are. They're in that contention to go up. I know that other teams, you look at like Leicester and stuff, they had drop points later on in the week, but it just continues to baffle my head that none of these top 3 teams have ran away with the league up until now. And yeah, it's bizarre. I suppose the other one that I look at is Plymouth beating Rotherham as much as they're already down. Plymouth, of course, struggling in the league at the minute. And, but, you know, you can only beat the team that's in front of you. And they did it away from home, which is a rarity. I know that every single time I look at Twitter, and Plymouth in particular, they don't win very often away from homes. Very, very positive result there.
Yeah, I completely agree. And unfortunately, that result as well did send Rotherham down, didn't it?
Yeah, that was the one.
Even though we were all expecting it, to be fair, but it's not nice to see, is it? Especially when it's official. Uncle Nick, any standouts for you?
Yes, there's a couple on there. QPR losing at home to Sheffield Wednesday. That's put them in big trouble. And what was the surprise when Hull City? That's a good away win. It keeps them in contention. I mean, it's so tight, top and bottom end, and like Keiron was saying, the three at the top, they seem to be wanting to throw it away and not get into the top two. So, but I guess that's what pressure at this time of the season does to you, and everybody's scrapping for points for different reasons. Sunderland probably be disappointed with a 0-0, although I'm sure that's probably with the way their results have been going, they're probably thankful to get a result. I guess Ant would say, well, it's better than getting beat again at home after their previous game. So yeah, to stay without a loss is good. And the other team that are just falling apart and in massive danger of relegation is Birmingham. I mean, they are in such a bad way at the moment, and I know they're talking about having this mega stadium built.
I was just about to say that. That's mental.
Stadium, which is crazy. It's I know you have to have these types of complexes to make money, and get fans in there, but the first thing you've got to do is sort your team out on the pitch.
100%.
Because how many teams have we seen over a period of time put all the money into the infrastructure and then teams falling apart and they've gone down the leagues? So I guess the trick is to get that balance right, which is very, very difficult. I appreciate that, but I guess I suppose on the plus point, the owners are showing a bit of ambition, which I wish my club would show, but that's a different story. We'll come on to that later.
It is one of them with Birmingham as well, because obviously they were doing so well at the start of the season. Then they ended up sacking a manager who had them in the playoffs. I know it's a very long season. It was very early. They obviously got rid of Eustace, and then obviously they've been on a bit of a downward spiral. They've got in Tom Brady, I think, who's obviously invested in them. I don't know how much is invested in them. So, yeah, it's a bit of a shock. And I just think, like you said as well, I think they need to get things right on the pitch as well as obviously off the pitch, because imagine if they do get relegated and in League One and having that huge stadium.
Well, yeah. I mean, you look at MK Dons, you go to their ground and it's the atmosphere is terrible. They got a lovely stadium, but get 6, 7, 8, 10,000 if they're lucky, but it doesn't look anywhere near it because the stadium's so big, and they don't even let certainly the away fans sit where you could make an atmosphere.
Yeah.
So they don't help this. I can understand why they do it, but it doesn't aid for a good competitive atmosphere between the fans. But I guess that's their choice.
And we have a Clare. We've decided, Claire, because you were late, we're not allowed to talk about Stockport tonight.
To be fair, there's not much to discuss this week.
You can have extra to talk about, and then how are we?
Yeah, I'm good. How are you?
Really, really good, thank you.
Surprised to see our Uncle Nick.
I wasn't sure if I could make it or not, so it was sort of a last minute decision.
Always good to see your beautiful face, Uncle Nick.
Oh, bless you.
And Keiron.
We have a lot of people in the chat as well. Chris has put, even everyone in the chat, you lovely people. Jen, this is a really good point. The championship promotion fight is a great one to watch. So also relegation one as well. Both ends of the table, I think, are really good. The championship this season, I think, is just phenomenal. Really is. Chris has put, Leicester are doing the best to throw the championship title away. I completely agree.
Everyone's trying to not win it, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nobody wants it now.
It's one of them, though. Do we think Leicester, because don't know if they do get promoted to the Premier League, do we get a deduction? So maybe they're like, no, we don't want to go up. We have got Ben as well, the ultimate yo-yo club, Rotherham, no doubt smash League One next year again. Do you know what, on that, I actually think if Rotherham go down, I think they might struggle next season. I really, really do. I just think they've got stuff going on off the pitch as well. Chris as well, Leicester have a game in hand, but that game is home to Southampton. Simon's put, no one's mentioned us beating Leeds yet. That's because me and Claire haven't had a go. Be patient.
What's the Leeds?
What's that, sorry?
What's the Leeds?
Coventry 2, Leeds United 1.
Yeah, that went like right over your head, that Shah.
I'm still oblivious to it. I'm a notebook, aren't I?
I tell you what, stand out is Sheffield Wednesday, isn't it?
Very, very good result, that Sheffield Wednesday.
Sorry, you probably already discussed that.
Yeah, we have.
Sorry.
So, come on, keep it.
Don't worry.
Hey, God.
We value your opinion.
Sam has put Claire's here. Choo-choo, motherfucker.
Choo-choo!
On Birmingham.
When did I say that? I know it's something I've said, but I can't remember why I said it.
Yeah, we were just talking about Birmingham, Claire, because obviously they're really struggling at the minute. And there's news what's broke today of them wanting to invest, and they've bought some land to build a bigger ground and training facilities.
Sorry, that's just shocked me. So
Yeah.
Birmingham, I mean, you have probably said all of this anyway, but John Eustace getting sacked is the most ridiculous thing they have done all season. But from a purely selfish point of view, what a nice ground that'd be to go to on the League One tour.
It's exactly what we said as well.
The ambition
it won't
was
be there ready for next season.
The ambition was it to be what, a 60,000 seater ground?
Yeah.
I believe that's what the
Did they
ambition
even
is.
fill what they've got now?
I don't
No.
think so.
I don't think so, no.
Oh, my name's Tom Brady. I want a big ground. Piss off.
We have got as well, if I can get my ticker working, we have got a score update in the National League. And it is, 1 minute, let me get my ticker working. Dorking have scored against Houston. Come on.
Do you know, even though I've never been to like their ground in the league, like that Dorking away song goes in my head every time I hear it.
Dorking away. Do you know who we've got this weekend, Claire?
Dorking away.
Dorking home.
Don't have the same ring to it. Are you going?
I know. Do you know what, though? I'm going to make it my mission on Saturday to meet their manager, because I've always gone on about how much I love him.
Get a selfie with him.
I'm going to try and get him to do a message about the podcast, like tune into Absolutely EFL League.
Ask him if he'll come on.
I will. What a legend. Chris has said, yes, Dale have got Dorking on Saturday. Chris,
Chris is meant to be at Spenny.
Oh no, that's
he is
a different Chris.
Time. Different Chris. Yeah, it's half time there, isn't it? At the Spenamore game.
Spenny fan Chris is the one that was at Spenny.
Yeah, he's at Spenny, but this is just Chris. This is not.
Yeah, but Spenny fan Chris has said. Oh, second half.
Yeah, this Spenny fan Chris, and then there's Chris.
Fuck's sake.
Chris! There's too many Chris's!
Hi, Chris!
Will the real Chris please stand up? Please stand up. Please stand up. Sorry, I'm just so immature. Yeah, my standout result, I think, I will have to agree with Simon, to be fair. What a win for Coventry. Really are on New York, especially against a really strong Leeds side. But I did want to add as well, sorry, I'm going to cough again. Leeds, Stuart Dallas, obviously, Leeds player, had to retire, bless him, through injury at 32 years old this week. So very, very sad times for him. He's been at Leeds for quite a while, and he got an injury in the Premier League last season, I think it was, against City. and that's obviously caused him to retire, which is just, it's awful, isn't it? Seeing players have to retire through injury. So sad. Ben has put, no, I want us to reignite our rivalry with Mark White. Yeah, Johnny, broken hip.
Ooh.
So sad. So
Broken
sad.
hip. Oh.
We have got another slide as well. Claire, because you came late, I will ask you first on this one. What is your standout result? None.
I'm looking through him now, trying to pick one. I feel like there's just a lot of like getting towards the end of the season. Like
Bristol City is a mega one, to be fair.
I was going to say Bristol
Yeah.
City. But Millwall as well is a good result.
Yes.
But like I said before, everyone's trying to not win the league.
Yep. Johnny agrees as well, even though I don't like the Millwall one. I just wanted to add as well, Johnny, while you're in the chat, is it true that if they come down to EFL next season, Sheffield United have a points deduction? I'm sure it's come out today, hasn't it?
Is it only like 2 points, though, isn't it?
I think it is 2.
Yeah.
Pretty sure it's 2. Oh, Simon has put, we don't need to talk about the midweek games.
Yes, we do.
Remember, anyone in the chat as well, if you do support one of these teams, please feel free to have your say and send in a match analysis, because I will read it, because there's so many games to get through. Sean has put Leeds versus Sunderland standout result, easy decision. Uncle Nick, what would you say on this standout result for you?
Well, it's not so much result. I don't know if anybody else has seen it. The West Brom Rotherham, the penalty that was given. I mean, it's a good job Rotherham were all already relegated.
Oh, yeah.
There was a shot and the guy was in the, well, he might have even been on the edge of the D, put his arms up, ball hit him, and the ref gave a penalty. I mean, it was singly the worst decision I've ever seen. And we see some bad ones week in, week out, certainly in League Two. But for that to be given, I'm assuming the linesman must have been on the other side, because if the lino was on that side of the pitch, he would have seen it. It was outside the box. If you haven't seen it, look it up. It was absolutely terrible decision. And I'm saying it's a good job they were all already relegated, because if you lose a game like that and it puts you into a relegation. Now, I know it's over a whole season, but it's just those. I guess it's those sorts of things that go against you when you're down the bottom. But yeah, it was really, really bad. So yeah, and I think like with the other resorts, I don't think there's anybody apart from Bristol City hitting 5, which could cost Blackburn big time, because with goal difference, it's so tight down the bottom of that league. Goal difference could easily be the deciding factor if you stay up or go down. And by the sound of it, I think the Hull City Middlesbrough was quite a decent game, because I think they were both leading at various times during that game. So, but yeah, it's fairly even old score lines, isn't it? So, nothing outstanding apart from City hitting 5. And I think I read they only scored 5 goals in their previous 5 or 6 games, something like that, and then go and smack 5 in the one game. So yeah,
football.
That's about it for me. I know football's crazy, isn't it? That's why we love it.
Tranmere Rovers said as well, Luke Moore is the scorer for Dorking. We have got a match report as well from Simon. He has put match report for Southampton versus Coventry. Missed penalty, shit first half, better second half. I love it.
Fair enough.
I know. Johnny has put as well about the Sheffield United situation. It's to do with FFP. Usually the case, isn't it, at the minute?
Financial fair play, and they couldn't even get themselves staying up with it.
I'm not.
No, I think wasn't it something to do with? I don't think it was like when they were in the Premier League they breached FFP, because I believe the statement says that they'll only be receiving the points deduction in the next season than the EFL.
Haven't they failed to pay funds what are owed to other clubs, whether it's to do with players or something like that? I think they failed to pay money owed to other clubs.
So no,
that's what I'm thinking.
On that one, I think I heard today that Leeds United could be in big trouble because they owe a hell of a lot of money to clubs for player transfers, and it was saying that instead of funding the money was basically, or players were basically bought on Leeds United's credit card, and there's going to be issues with them actually paying the money to clubs. So there could be trouble coming their way, from what I heard. Kieran Maguire was talking about it on his podcast.
Wow!
So that could be pretty serious for them.
There's a lot of it going on, isn't there, in football at the minute?
Yeah, they're just desperate to get into the big league, aren't they?
Definitely. I don't know if any of you've seen at the bottom as well, but Dorking are 2-0 up now. I tell you what, I'm getting a hang of these tickers. I've never done one before.
I think that result puts Dorking, should they of course get over the line, I think it puts them level on points with Wealdstone, which is like mental because they were like what 16th or so at some point during this season.
Yeah.
So the fact that it's still such an open relegation battle is mental.
Do you know what about? I know obviously we will get onto National League later, but just while we're on the Wealdstone conversation, I'm pretty sure they've got 5 games to play within a week. Oh no, is that Gateshead actually?
I think it's both, isn't it? I swear it's both. I feel like it's both. Yeah, I know Wealdstone have a lot of games in hand, or like a lot of games they still have to play. Was it 6 or so? They have something like that to play before the end of the season.
They've got 5 games left of the season, and all 12 of them have to be played inside them 12 days. Mental.
Yeah, I saw one thing. I don't know whether the games were postponed, it might have been Gateshead or it might have been Wealdstone, but the post was something like they were literally playing one day and they were playing the next. So they had 2 games in 2 days, which is mental. I don't know whether it's been shifted and rearranged since, but it must have been Gateshead because they had their game called off, didn't they, against God knows who, I don't really remember, but they had their game called off, and it was and they had it rescheduled the day after they were playing a separate team because they don't have any more options in their schedule to fit games.
No. It's crazy. We have got as well on the Sheffield United situation. Chris has put, yes, that's correct, Shah. Oh, for once I actually got something right. I read up on it. Tranmere Rovers show as well. Nothing to do with Championship, but Oldham with new manager Mickey Mellon. We don't talk about Oldham on here. I'm joking. Oh, Wealdstone have pulled one back, by the way. With new manager Mickey Mellon, ex-Tranmere legend, they have to get a point in the next game or no playoffs for them. Oh, it'd be such a shame if we didn't get playoffs, wouldn't it?
Shame.
Oh, no.
Oh, we've got a Sunderland fan. Hello, James. Thank you so much for joining us. He's put Sunderland fan here. We were absolutely exceptional against Leeds United on Tuesday night. I can see us beating West Brom on Saturday. I'm saying 2-1 Sunderland. Away the lads. Do you know what? To be fair, even Ant said in our group chat, didn't it? Even though it were 0-0, they played very, very well. So that's good to see because it's been a bit doom and gloom, hasn't it, for Ant recently? Bless him.
Yeah.
Chris has put loads of Leeds players are out on loan. We have got as well, Simon, that's a surprise considering Leeds charge 40 plus for their home games.
Shit. 40 quid?
40 quid. I know. Ben has put Wealdstone have been sucked into the bottom 4 on goals scored now. Spare a thought for Truro playing their second game in as many days tonight. I know.
It's absolutely mental that. And they're playing.
I know.
They're not allowed to play it. is it Yeovil or something?
They're playing Yeovil now, but yeah, they've had to move all their fixtures to Gloucester because they can't play at their original ground for one reason or another. It's not up to standard or something.
Halifax as well. I think they've had to move their games to Accrington, and there's a lot of chat on this. Accrington, yeah. Seeing the state of Halifax pitch at Vichy, and then as well, Tranmere Rovers shows, but Vichy makes Bradford look good again. Thank God I'm a groundsman at Tranmere. Yeah, they've moved it to Accrington Stanley the next couple of games, but they've not actually said the venue yet for the Oldham game, but the next two are at Accrington Stanley.
I saw a video of a rugby game getting played there, and oh my God, it was so bad.
We've been quite lucky actually because we obviously have a rugby team playing at Dale, and I know our game got called off on Tuesday, but obviously it was raining really hard here. But luckily our rugby team have been away the last couple of weeks, so thank God we've got 2 more home games left. So hopefully we can get them out of the way, and then they can do what they want then. We have got as well, Ben. Yeah, Yeovil are 45 minutes away from a return to the National League. 3 weeks between the last 2 games for Gateshead and Accrington Stanley. Who are they?
I'm not allowed to say that following Tuesday.
Oh, bless you. Any standout results anyway for you, Keiron? Just finishing off this championship slide.
I think I agree with most when it's kind of a bog standard championship week. I know that the Cardiff result against Birmingham, we talked about how poor they've been doing and the fact that they're in talks potentially going down. That result, not that Cardiff were in any real risk of relegation, but it makes them mathematically safe now. That Swansea result against Stoke was one I didn't see coming. I could see it definitely being a Swansea win, but I didn't expect them to score 3. I don't remember the last time they scored 3 in the league games. Credit to them there. Luke Williams is getting the results where he needs them, and it keeps Stoke very much in that relegation battle as well.
Mm-hmm.
Hey!
I was just talking then with my microphone muted. Brilliant! Absolutely brilliant. Never mind. We've got a question as well, Claire. Isn't Stockport's ground 4G plastic like the 7-year-old ultras? You have seen them on Twitter.
Yeah.
4G? I mean, it's definitely not 4G, but how funny was that video? Like, so funny. They're sitting in the family stand. Like, it was so funny.
It was good.
It did make me laugh as well.
No, we've been very lucky with that.
I hope she don't do anything like that when she's that age. I mean, she won't see the light of day again if she does.
Let's hope the kids won't take after us. 4G, more like dial-up, Sean.
And they can have a bad pitch. They're top of League 2. They're allowed to.
Keiron, we weren't mentioning that, remember?
Oh wait, no. There's this one team top of League 2 that I don't remember their name quite. Yeah, I don't know who they are.
That's right. You'll be educated later.
Yeah, Claire will tell us.
Yeah. Look, I'm not even lying. I've written something to say.
Oh, I've got cramp in my calf. So top of
wiggle put your top your foot, like move it up and down.
On here now.
No, absolutely not.
might get some subscribers to our channel.
Do it then. Foot club's back.
Flashback to the first time I'd come on this stream, and we spent about 15 minutes somehow talking about feet.
And you've not been away since, Keiron. You loved it from the first.
Oh, there it is. Kieran's got a foot fetish.
Wait, what? No. Wait.
All the secrets are coming out tonight.
Keiron, that face.
You know what? I don't have the energy to respond. Whatever. I've been asked. Yeah. It's another clip for the Twitter. Have fun with this one, you lot.
I tell you what, like everyone did to me with the frog pictures, tag Keiron in feet pictures. I'm joking.
No, she's not.
I'm not that cruel.
As minging as you
I'm
can.
just gonna refresh my Twitter page and see loads of tags now.
So top of the championship table, we have Leicester on 88 points. Second, we have Ipswich Town, also on 88 points. In the playoffs, in third place, we have Leeds United on 87 points. Southampton are fourth on 78 points. West Brom are fifth on 72 points. Norwich are sixth on 68 points. And then in the relegation, in 22nd, we have Sheffield Wednesday on 43 points. Birmingham are 23rd on 42 points. And poor Rotherham, they have been relegated to League One. They are bottom of the table on 23 points. I mean, look at that relegation battle. We'll start with
I've
that.
just got a notification that I've been tagged in a photo. Cheers.
I'm so sorry. I actually didn't do that.
I mean, it's not feet. It's this bloke that's wearing. Well, I'm going to assume bloke maybe wearing Crocs without socks.
Stop.
They're white Crocs. If you were curious on what colour they were.
Ant has put 4 points off Capitals. We can do it. Tranmere Rovers show. Keiron, that goal that you said was a decider. That 1 goal decider, same as Claire's, 1 point decider with the title.
Don't worry, you'll get more
with the
fantastic
title.
football analogy from me later on.
Yeah.
We have got a question as well. Who does everyone want to go up automatically out of the top 4 then? Keiron, I'll ask you first.
Yeah, Ipswich.
Uncle Nick?
Ipswich.
Yeah, I'll go Ipswich.
Same.
Ipswich, and I don't care who else.
Yeah, Ipswich, and nobody cares because the rest of it's boring.
Oh, Ant has put as well. Birmingham owner admitted they should not have sacked Eustace. Bit late now. We completely agree.
Well, at least they'll
Completely
learn
agree.
from that mistake.
Stupid. Stupid. As well, Alex has put Birmingham, what a fall off. Sean has put, could be someone wearing socks and sandals.
Priest.
Tranmere Rovers show, Ipswich. Aled has put Ipswich and Leeds. And Ben has put Ipswich as well. So I think we're all in agreement that we want Ipswich.
Well, that's done them in then, hasn't it?
Yeah, we've jinxed them.
Kiss of death on them.
Yeah, there we are.
Sorry,
Playoffs
Ipswich.
for them.
Chris has put Ipswich and Southampton, but Saints will have to settle for playoffs.
Is that is that a Southampton fan? Chris, who do you support?
Alex, my mate's a Norwich fan, so go on Ipswich. We've got a question as well for you, Keiron. Do you wear socks with your sliders?
Do I wear socks for my slider? It does depend on the time of year. You know, if it's hot, I will not wear. I will choose not to. But if it is winter, I will choose to.
If you
However,
ever
I'm not I'm not an avid slider wearer. So there we are. Sorry, I've just got all this content ready for my OnlyFans that I'm going to make where I post my feet. The preparations out.
Or you can tease people with your sock on and then like put one of your toes out as well for teasing them.
Just get a hole, grab one of a sock and have a hole somewhere. There's probably one.
Do you know what? I bet some people get after that.
Oh, I've been tagged in another photo. Cheers, Alex, mate. I'm going to hate these forever.
Everyone, tag him in the worst pictures you can find.
Well, no, because this one is socks and sliders, but
no, I'm talking
Damn it.
scabby, yellow feet.
I don't want
big
scabby.
round, dirty
Scab. Yeah.
Yeah, stop.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh no wonder I've got a bad chest when I'm
I'm gonna
laughing like
uninstall and deactivate Twitter for the night. I feel that's the plan.
Sorry, Keiron. I was only joking, I promise. So we are on to League One now. Saturday's results. Because I've been mean to you, Keiron, I'll come to you first. Any standouts for you on this slide?
Do I want to say it in upsetting good old Uncle Nick, and that Oxford's win against Burton's quite a good one, despite the fact that Burton are very much in that relegation fight. That result was good enough in itself, isn't it? Portsmouth, by God, if they do not win the league, how far are they away from it? They can't be far. Really good result against Shrewsbury. Yeah, I've been told Shrewsbury didn't actually play too bad. In all credit, no.
Wealdstone have equalised as well against Dorking.
All right, you've given me my outfit for final day of the season up in Bradford. Thanks.
This
Nice.
is fancy dress. It's just Keiron's normal attire.
Fancy dress, yeah. It's a regular person from Newport most of the time, anyway.
Oh, funny.
Sean has put that his standout result is obviously them relegating Carlisle, unfortunately.
It's not really unfortunate.
They're
They're at the bottom for a
Unfortunately,
reason.
no. Well, it's unfortunate for everyone that has to make the trip there in League Two next season, but Claire doesn't bloody care, does she? God.
Yes, I did see this as well. I don't know if anyone else did. Did anyone see the Derby player miss an open goal away at Wickham on Tuesday? I did. There were some howlers actually on Tuesday. We will get onto it, but I don't know if any of you guys saw it, but Graham tagged us in an own goal. A Wigan player scored against Charlton, and it was a fantastic finish, to be fair. But yeah, it was really funny. We've got as well. Get Keiron to look up ballerina's feet.
I'm not going to look up balance. Your following emojis afterwards suggest I should not look it up.
Oh, as well, James has put, just subscribe to the channel, Sunderland fan here. Hello, lads and lasses. Thank you so much.
Don't worry, we don't talk about feet every week.
Just now and again. Apparently, 2 of the Portsmouth goals were just down to shite refs yet again. Uncle Nick, any standouts for you on here?
Yeah, Orient, I know it's against Cheltenham, but they need a win to sort of stay in the area. And probably the best one is Exeter against Stevenage, and that's probably dented Stevenage's chance. We'll have a look at the league table in a minute, but they've been slipping a bit recently. Don't know whether that's because Steve Evans is still banned from the touchline. I know he got sent off a couple of times, I believe. So whether that we surprised if that has affected them, that happening. But yeah, it's a good result for Exeter because they were in danger of getting sucked in, and they're quite a decent setup and a decent club at Exeter. So and I don't know what's up with Lincoln. They only scored 1 goal, so they're obviously gone off the boil in one game. But I guess that's a good point for Reading, to be fair.
Completely agree with you there. Claire, any others what Uncle Nick or Keiron haven't touched on?
No, not really. I mean, actually, I suppose Exeter really is a good result with Stevenage's aspirations of playoffs. But no, other than that, I'd agree with what they said. Yeah,
I'm going to go as well. I think it's a really good win for Charlton. I think since obviously Nathan Jones has become manager, they've kind of picked up form, haven't they? Quite a lot, because they were really struggling, weren't they, at some point in the season. So I think that's fantastic against a Barnsley side who they're quite inconsistent, aren't they? But they are still up there, to be fair. Wealdstone are beating Dorking now, 3-2. What a turnaround.
I literally said if Wealdstone, if Dorking managed to win it, and they've scored. They're losing. Bloody God. I'm sorry, Dorking. I've cursed you now, apparently. In other news, Alex Fisher has scored for Yeovil. It's 2-0 to them, and it looks like they're coming back up to the National League.
Ooh. I'm pretty sure my kids are fighting upstairs.
Oh, is that your kids?
I'm sure it's mine. So if I kind of go off a minute, I'm just probably shouting at them. We will go to this slide as well. Claire, I'll ask you first on this one. Any standout results for you?
Yeah. I mean, I know we don't talk about them, but why are you laughing at me?
I'll be 2 seconds.
Yeah.
I think that even though we don't talk about 0-0s, Derby County dropping points at this point of the season is like really bad. Reading as well. I know Bristol Rovers are kind of just doing that thing where they're safe, so they're not really that arsed. But it's a good win for Reading, pulling them further away from the drop. And what the hell are Carlisle playing at? Get relegated and win?
No pressure. Relax.
Yeah.
Win a game.
It's weird. No, it's weird. Every time you see a team get relegated, like mathematically, they always tend to win the next game. I don't know what it is, but it must be that no pressure and the fact that they can kind of just do anything in their power to at least end the season. All right, to at least make it not look as bad come the end of it.
Sorry about that. Any other standout results for anyone? What we've not touched on?
Peterborough's a good 3-0 because again, goal difference could be a crucial factor at the top end of the table.
Yeah.
So 2-3, and again that could push Port Vale closer to relegation as well.
Definitely a very good week as well for Peterborough. We will get onto that later.
Yeah,
but a very good win. I don't want to do any spoiler alerts. We will get onto it later.
What do you mean later?
I've obviously I don't want to say it.
Later.
They've won a game of football.
They've won a game of football. It's a very good
Okay,
slide. Bear with us. She's looking at me thinking, what are you on about?
Yeah. You've got a slide about Peterborough?
Yeah.
Just wait and see.
Just
wait. Patience is important.
Slide.
Okay.
I want Fleetwood to go down so Keane Hayes can stay at Dale. I wish. I've touched on this a couple of times, Chris. I think the only thing with that is if they do go down Fleetwood, I think there's more chance of Keane Hayes actually staying because I think he could actually make it as a League 2 player and play most weeks. So I want him to stay up. Oh, it's 4-2 now, Wealdstone.
Wealdstone Dorking going down.
Damn. Watch them then turn us over, though. They'll get relegated tonight or near enough relegated tonight and they'll go and batter us like 5-0. Watch it.
Oh, we've got lovely Millie. Hi, Millie.
I know. Bless her. Go back to my comment about Corey Black at Taylor even. Right, where's that?
While you're looking at it, I was messaging Millie the other day, so I just have to come on and talk about Wrexham with us.
100%. This is a comment. 1 second. So
when was that in 1908?
I nearly muted myself instead of hiding a comment. I don't know what's going on with me. He's put as well. Fleetwood has the option to trigger a 1-year option as his contract was due to run out this summer. Yeah. Hopefully not. Hopefully he wants to stay with us. I'm literally so depressed. 3 more games and then he leaves. So I'm trying to not think about it.
Think about this as well, though. You're talking about a player who's been out alone all season. Right, they've got an option to extend it. They'll probably extend it just so they get a bit of money for him. And if you've got minted owner coming in, then you'll be able to pay it. Don't worry.
I hope so. I will get onto it.
You'll have like the Ferrari version of Keane Hayes. There you go.
Do you know what I might do? I might start getting my toes out like Keiron and doing OnlyFans so I can fund Cian Hayes' move. Get your trotters out.com.
Is that a brand? I'm seeing if that's a website.
Show us your toe.
Get your trottersout.com.
Trottersout.com.
Yeah, Sam's
we're missing a thing. It's not taken.
Let's make it. We'll start it. We can get Cian Hayes for us.
Get you.
So Sam was like, yes, he's staying, we'll get Ant to do him another song, and I'm there like volunteering to get my toes out for the lads.
Get your toes out for the lads.
Filed beating Gate said, Mr. Luke will be fuming. Oh God, nearly killed me off. Shy, you can do it OnlyFans and donate to our squad builder. I'm not actually going to do squad builder anymore.
Imagine Shy's got to get an OnlyFans and the video just to be going.
Oh, my cough. Does anyone want a voice note? Me going,
hello, baby. Oh God. Anyway.
Oh, I'm killing myself off. AbsoluteTrotters.com. Sam is personally a per-toe charger, a full foot fee. Do you know what? Because I'm feeling nice. I'll give a discount.
5-toe discount, but only if you pay for 4. Kieran's losing the will.
Oh man. Sorry about that, guys. Needs must when it comes to Cian Hayes. He's a top player. Right, back to the football. Yeah, do you know what? If you pay extra, you will get the ankle as a bonus.
No, I don't know.
Get one of my tree trunks. Might throw in a bingo wing or 2. I'm gonna wee myself.
Yeah, after the toilet you go.
Right.
Hey, there you go. Can you get a duo? Or just a foot? Oh shit.
Alex has asked, are you okay, Kieran?
No comment.
The Cian Hayes budget thing was decided by one picture.
One toe.
Uncle Nick and Kieran are like, what the hell's going on here? You should be used to it by now, lads.
I'm so sorry. I hope Cian Hayes doesn't see this. At least he knows I'm dedicated and I'm a fan.
Can you imagine? He'd be the first one to donate. Get a
No, right, wait, I need to stop this now because it's awards evening.
Everyone,
he'll probably get a restraining order.
Everyone, go on Twitter and put toes out hashtag.
Oh, no, don't. He's only young as well.
So,
I hope he's not watching. If any Rochdale players or anyone associated with Rochdale is on this, I am joking. I'm doing it for good of our club. And I promise I will not get my toe out when I meet Cian Hayes on Saturday at the awards evening. I promise. Oh, man. So, right. back onto the League One table. So top of the table, we have Portsmouth on 90 points, Derby a second on 83 points. In the playoffs in third, we have Bolton on 81 points, Peterborough on 77 points, Barnsley are fifth on 74 points, Oxford are sixth on 70 points, and then in the relegation zone, we have Port Vale on 40 points, Cheltenham are 22nd on 38 points, Fleetwood are 23rd on 34 points, and Carlisle are bottom of the league and have been relegated back to League Two, and they have 30 points. Oh, man. And breathe. I just need a quick drink. Do we think it's going to be them same teams now in the relegation who will get relegated?
What I'd say really in terms of who oh God, what's happened here? Can't get. I'm stuck. Can you see me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
Char,
stuck.
on the
I'm stuck.
promotion end of the table.
I might have to go out and come back in. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you chanting.
Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we can hear you. Can hear you.
Hello, what's happening?
Hello, are you there? Are you there?
Have you muted me?
Hello? Claire? Hello?
Are you deleted me?
Claire?
What are you all laughing at? I can't hear anything. Right, I'm leaving. Bye.
Hello?
Right, going back to the football. Have you got a game?
The football.
On Saturday, you've got Bolton against Portsmouth, which is going to be crucial in there. And what was the other one I looked at? Oh, Oxford against Peterborough. So again, there's a couple of crucial games in there, which could change quite a bit into that top end. And then you've got the likes of Lincoln. Who are they playing? Oh, Lincoln are at home to Wigan. So you'd expect, although Wigan are fairly decent, you'd expect them to win that.
Yeah.
But Derby desperately need to win. They've got Orient, which will be again quite a difficult game. So if Portsmouth beat Bolton, that'll do a couple of teams some favours. And then you've got, say, Oxford and Peterborough. That's going to be a crucial game.
Yeah, I'm just having a look at it now. If my maths is right, if my in-head maths is right, if Portsmouth win against Bolton, they're mathematically up. So that game is crucial for them. And like you said, if Portsmouth do beat Bolton, then it kind of opens it up a little bit, doesn't it?
Yeah. Especially with Peterborough got that game in hand as well.
Yeah. There's a couple of people in the chat about Lincoln thinking they can sneak it. What do you guys think?
They definitely can't they? I mean, 2 points out. There's 4 games left. It's definitely doable if Barnsley don't, win 1 or 2 now. If they keep this inconsistent run on, that spot could become a little bit more open. But
yeah,
I don't know. I said 2 weeks ago that Oxford would do it. Now I'll stick with it just out of that principle that I won't change it, and it hasn't changed since.
I think a lot will depend on the result Oxford Peterborough Saturday.
Yeah.
If Oxford lose that and Lincoln win, then it is tight. Well, Lincoln would go above Oxford if that happens.
I mean, Blackpool and Stephen still are out of the question.
Yes.
Within brutal honesty.
Actually, my wife's got a good friend in the village we live who's a massive Oxford United supporter, and she used to go regularly. I mean, she's in her 80s now, so she obviously doesn't go. And she's not happy with Oxford at all. She doesn't like the manager. So I said, Christ, I don't know what's up with her. They're in the playoffs, but she's not happy with the manager. Just doesn't rate him at all. So yeah, it'd be again another tight end to the season, isn't it? As all these leagues are.
Chris has said as well, Lincoln have still got to play Oxford and Pompey.
Ooh.
You're saying, based off of the comment of the Atlanta winning 2-0 against Liverpool, are we going to say that Jurgen Klopp's final season at Liverpool is only going to include a Carabao Cup? Is that all it's going to entail?
Yes.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so.
Sad, isn't it?
Are you there, Claire?
Hello. Where's Claire? What's she doing?
Chris has put, oh yes, please. I think that's for Liverpool. Oh man, I can't cope with tonight. Really can't. Right, League 2. I'm actually going to do something different now. I'm going to ask you all a standout result apart from your own teams and then your other teams as well. So you're not allowed to mention any of the teams you guys support. So Keiron, who are you going for?
I'm going to go with Doncaster beating Morecambe. I think that was the game to make. I think that was the game to make it 6 wins in a row for Doncaster, which is admittedly it's just a bit silly given the fact that everyone thought their season was dead and buried. And
4 games off the playoffs.
Yeah, they're real close to playoffs now, and it's doable. I mean,
they could do.
You know, I won't be selfish, but the result above is also an interesting one, isn't it? But yeah, I mean, Doncaster winning what is now 7 in a row, given how they started off the season and how the season has been for the most part, you never would have seen that happening. So fair play to them.
Sad news as well though about what's happening at Morecambe.
Yeah.
I know our friend Jen retweeted a video from the captain, and I watched it earlier on, and it was really refreshing and like honest, such like a raw interview, because a lot of the time people kind of don't really say what they're thinking because they can't, whereas it must have taken a lot for him as the captain to stand up and be like, actually, like, this is really frustrating. We're trying to do what we're doing on the pitch and it's being like stopped by people that are nowhere near us, up in the boardroom, and it's affecting people who are working at the club, it's affecting the fans, it's affecting the players. But basically what happened with that points deduction is that the owner had to put 125% of their monthly salaries into an account by a certain date. So he put it in, but then he withdrew some before that date. So it was almost like he's not done it. But what's he doing that? Like, stupid. And the captain, I can't think of his name, Whittingham, is it? Well, summit. He actually said, like, he thinks it's time for him to move on. But the day that we played Morecambe, there was a buzz because there was a potential owner in the box, and they were all excited and everything, but that didn't happen. So I hope that something happens for him, because I don't want to see another. I mean, I know they've got no money, but I don't want to see another club going down that way.
I completely agree. It's just so sad, and it's becoming so familiar. Like, on this podcast now, we've been speaking. How many times have we mentioned about clubs? We've seen obviously it happen with Torquay. We've had our difficulties as well this season. Reading, and I just wish there was something that people could do, because at the minute, and just the cost of living and finances, especially those obviously at the bottom end of a football pyramid, it's just so sad to see, especially a club like Morecambe.
Yeah.
Jenna's also commented, bless her, she's put Rawson is one of the most amazing players, but an even better human. He always stops for fans, etc. Amazing man. Had a tear watching, to be honest.
Oh, It was, you could tell it
awful.
was just such a raw
Yeah.
thing. And it was like, instead of a footballer talking, it was like, it's a human being. So, I mean, I know he is a footballer, but it was just like, it was like he was talking as a fan, but he's only been there 2 years as well.
Yeah.
So for him to be speaking about it.
Honestly, this sounds so familiar to our circumstances. It's so sad to see. Jen, it's such a family club. Everyone is so close and it's our home. Honestly broken. We are lucky that we will survive this season and not struggle, but we need a new owner ASAP. Does that mean Morecambe are out of a playoff race? Bless them. We will get onto the league table after. I think it's just sustaining, obviously, safety, and they are safe as well. So at least that's something. And hopefully we do get somebody interested, because it just makes me so sad. It really, really does, especially for people like Jen, who obviously come into here as well, and she has a say on the football.
Yeah.
I just really, really, really hope that someone does come in and they find a new owner, because, yeah, it makes me so sad.
Yeah.
Oh, but love you guys. We love you too.
Are you coming to see me on Saturday, beautiful lady?
Wait for the answer now. Where's Claire? She's with Jen. Please get a picture and please wear your coat, Claire.
I would honestly give her the biggest hug she's ever had in her life. I love that girl.
I know. I love Jen. She's
a little inspiration.
No, I'm not. Stockport. I'm working.
Oh, that's shit.
We have got Tranmere Rovers show as well. He has put my match report for Walsall. The wind was bad. The ball was only in play for 50% of the game. We were bad at the back with not a single first team centre back available. Again, shy, boring.
Charity May. I don't get that. Do you get that?
I don't. That's why I was like,
charity May. They're giving out to club. They give points to clubs who are struggling.
Why didn't you give it to us then?
You're not struggling.
You're not struggling.
Uncle Nick, any standout results for you?
I've got to go with Stockport winning at Sutton. Sutton won their last 4 games, fighting desperately to get out of relegation zone. And I know it's top against bottom end, but it's still a good win. So
that's so good, Nick.
You've got to hold your hands and say that's a good result, because you could easily have slipped up there and easily been a draw. So yeah, give credit where it's due. Good result for them. So that would be my standout.
Definitely.
How about that?
If there's
Is
any
that
other
11 goals? Claire, is that 11 goals you've scored this season against Sutton?
And we've conceded 1. Yeah, I'll talk about it in a bit anyway, but it was woo!
If there is anybody as well in the chat, if you do support a League 2 team, please come in and have your say on your team, because I will read it out.
As a standout result for me, and I don't think we can overlook it, you can't overlook it. Crawley winning 4-1 away at Mansfield is a massive result.
Yeah.
They've got themselves really well placed in the playoffs. They were one of the favourites to go down. And for, is it Lindsay, to do what he's done at that club, like, phenomenal achievement.
Well, apparently he saved us from relegation, because at the start of the season, apparently.
It's mad that they're up where they are.
And the fact he's not in contention for manager of the season is even more bizarre.
Yeah.
Whisking, I don't get it. I won't slag them off, because I mean, I want to beat them, but I wouldn't slag them off. I'm not like that. But also, talk about Wrexham. That's a good win away at Colchester, because it's those kind of teams, when they're bottom of the league, it's towards the end of the season, they're doing everything they can to stay up. Not only that, the Cowleys have got them picking up points, and Wrexham's away form is atrocious. So it's all right if they're winning, then they tend to carry on winning. If they go 1 goal down away, then they seem to like freak out and lose more. So for them to come back, and Colchester are a tricky side. We had them on Tuesday night. Colchester are a tricky team to play against. Yeah. So I'm going to call that out as a good result as well.
Completely agree. Millie is in agreement as well. Oh no, Dorking have been relegated.
Ah, shame.
Bless them. That's sad. Really sad. Ben has put as well. If I can click on him. Full time at Wealdstone. Dorking all but down. Welcome back to National League South. Mark White. Dietrich has put, evening all, not sure if you've spoken about Bradford, but glad we've got the win and a clean sheet. What more can you ask for? On to Salford at the weekend. I love Dietrich. So lovely. Right then, who wants to go first and talk about your teams? I'll let you decide amongst yourselves.
I'll go then, seeing as we're at first in the line. It was a very, very unexpected win. I thought we'd get beat 3-0. So I had my slice of humble pie. But I will say it's something we've been asking for all season. We had a real central defensive midfielder. And the guy, it was his first 90 minutes in 3 seasons because he's had a heart condition. So we seem to sign either players with long-term injuries or players who struggled. He was at Rangers all last season, but because of his heart condition, never played. That was his third turnout for us. First 90 minutes. Previous game, I think he played about 60, and prior to that, about 8 minutes. And he made the difference. We could have been 2 down early on, almost giving away. What am I missing here?
I'm trying to look at that picture next to you. It looks dead cute.
Oh,
look
that.
To you. Yeah. To your grandbaby.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, and we scored a couple of good goals. Who got goal? Coca-Cola got the first goal he scored for us. Good left foot drive into the roof of the net from the edge of the box. And Glatzel, who is a quality player, and there's lots of rumours about we won't be able to afford to keep him, but we said we've got a year's option on him for next season, so hopefully he will be staying. Scored a really good goal, great through ball, took it round the defender, very calmly slotted it home. So, and then after that, I think there weren't many chances either end. We could have scored more. So yeah, for a long trip, which isn't the easiest places to go, they've been on good form. I know they lost their previous game, but they were still looking to get into those playoff spots. So yeah, it was actually I had a chance if they'd have won those 2 to be in the top 3. So that's a big blow for them. So and a great win for us. Very unexpected.
Brilliant win.
But when the team are set up correctly and put the right players in the positions that they can actually play, and all season we've been saying we've been missing this type of player, and hopefully he'll carry on. Maybe we'll get him next, and we might actually be in that old promotion push with Newport. As I said to Keiron earlier in the week, we'll both be there going for it. So happy days. So,
happy days.
Yeah. So there we are. Good win. Long needed.
I'm so happy that you're happy, Uncle Nick.
I was
Makes
happy
me
on
smile.
Yeah.
Tranmere Rovers shows put, as much as I slag everyone off, I love Swindon. They deserve a lot more than they've got. Same with Scunthorpe and Stockport over the last 10 years-ish. Just don't deserve what they get.
Tranmere quality. The best game I've only been to Tranmere once, and that was in the playoffs when we had Glenn Hoddle there. In that was cracking. In there, their fans were brilliant that night. Absolutely brilliant. Seeing as we'd knocked them out for us to get to the final. So yeah, that was a cracking night. So fair play to them. They're good.
Oh, I love it when people are nice to each other. All right, then, you two. Who wants to go next?
Go on, Keiron.
I'll go next. Seems as mine is complete misery and despair.
Aww.
Well, a few things. First of all, covering Tranmere, I also like them for the reason that the first Newport game I ever went to was against Tranmere. So there we go. I always have that little soft spot for them because of that, and then don't have that soft spot because what they did to us to get in the playoffs a few years back. But yeah, so
I'm very sorry I made you watch that game, Keiron. Was that the game?
no, that was the Colchester one. The Grimsby one, that was arguably worse. So we had played Grimsby, Blundell Park, and we had all said, at this point, if we lose this game, the entire ambition of playoffs is 100% dead and buried. Near enough it was anyway, but we were all like, okay, 100% certain now. You understand, of course, Grimsby are fighting for their lives. They're fighting to stay up, given how well they did last season and everything. And for the most part, watching the highlights, watching the game, listening to it, there really wasn't that much that happened. I've been speaking about this many a times. We've fallen flat towards the end of this season. At this point we had lost four on the bounce, and it's something that it's absolutely miserable to listen to what Graham Cochran says at the end of every game, because it is exactly the same thing every single game now. It's the team have fallen flat. We've got loads of injuries. We have nowhere to turn to. I believe it was either after the Colchester game or after this Grimsby game. He had mentioned that the youth academy isn't set up to a point where, you can easily transfer them into the first team should you need them. And he's trying his hardest to, as he put it, kind of drip feed them into the squad. And the one nice silver lining is that we had Jack Norris make his first appearance in the EFL for the club in the final 10 minutes or so against Grimsby. But yeah, credit where credit's due to Grimsby. They won 1-0 thanks to a scramble in the box from Danny Rose. There wasn't anything special about the goal, but to be fair to them, they did exactly what they needed to do. I think 1-0 in our regard is very generous, because they could have scored 3 or 4, and I wouldn't have really batted an eye. They were really good up front. They meant we only had 2 shots on target, but like I had mentioned, this is very much part of the fact that we've fallen flat on our ass near enough. I've never really seen in the entire time I've supported football in general, I've never seen a team quite fall as flat as we have. There's no game where I can look at it now. We've got Tranmere, Salford, and then we end the season with Bradford. I think we'll lose all 3 just because the team's deflated, and we'll get on to the Tuesday games afterwards. But yeah, as much as it's despair at the minute, I'm really, really pleased of how this season's went. We had the off the pitch things rather, that Hugh Jenkins had agreed to buy the club, and we have finally come out of the fan ownership module after about 15 years or so. We'd had the cup run, which we had quite a few of, and it was really nice to actually experience it in person and be able to follow that journey this season. And even the fact that we had mentioned playoffs, or we were even in the consideration of it, was absolutely mental. But yeah, I'll go on to the Tuesday games later on, as I'd imagine we all will. And that's where I'll go a lot more negative, because this one was kind of just expected, and the other one was it's resulted in a lot more backlash, and it really should have. But yeah, the game against Grimsby, partly expected given the circumstances of both clubs, but really deflating and just flat.
You're lucky, Kieran. You're only talking 4 or 5 games. That's been 3/4 of our season.
We've that's why I'm like, I'm deflated in the way that we could have, we could have done it. And you look in hindsight, what happened if we didn't get these injuries? What happened if we just swapped this player at this certain time? But I'm glad we've got 12 or 55 points, and we're
I think for
mathematically
you
safe.
as well, Kate, sorry to interrupt you. I think for you as well, because you didn't expect to do very well, and then you had that chance of the playoffs for it to then kind of like not happen, but then you're losing 3 games in a row, not playing particularly well. It must be a bit deflating because you've kind of had those raised expectations, and quite rightly because of how your team's been doing. So I can understand why you feel a bit like meh about it all. Like, I think that's probably a normal reaction.
Yeah, I never, like, even when we were winning, like, I was making the jokes of, we'll be up in League One next season, blah, blah, blah. Truly, like, at the bottom of my heart, I knew we weren't going to. And, like, the manager had continuously put it off because he didn't want everyone to, do the thing that you mentioned where you have hopes that go way too high and then you get upset if it doesn't quite land, and that's where the negativity is going to come when we talk about the Tuesday games. But then he ended up talking about that, and this was after the Grimsby game, I'm 90% sure, or like all the games are the same because we're losing every bloody one of them. But he had said that he really wanted to achieve playoffs of the club because he thinks the fans deserved it and the players have worked so hard given how small our squad was, even with all of the injuries we've been through and all of the departures we had in the summer, and the fact we were worried that we'll go down and then God knows what happens. We know how it works with clubs if they get relegated from the EFL. There's more often than not, unfortunately, circumstances where they don't get out of that kind of rut, and it kind of spirals into downhill circumstances. I was absolutely heartbroken in the way that he had portrayed it, because it was, you could tell he was really, really upset about it, and he had said that he had to go into a dark room in a corner and really think about what he's done and if he can take this club any further forward. And it's just not nice, because the following game was probably the most deflated and upset I've been over football in a good while. Even more so than Wales.
I think as well, the thing is, at this point in the season, if you don't really have anything to play for, like, half your players are already probably 1 foot on the beach. Like, and it's probably not even intentional, but if you don't have anything to play for, I can't imagine you being like, I'm going to put 100% in. Do you know what I mean?
No. Oh, yeah, I definitely agree. And I think there's a lot of our supporters that haven't clocked on to that. But I think the reason...
key players out, though, through injury?
Stupid amounts.
Yeah.
We've got a squad size of 23, 24, something like that. 2 of these are registered youth academy players that have played very minimal minutes. I think 9 of them are out injured for the rest of the season. So, it was always a mammoth of a task to actually overcome. But the fact we got so close and we were in touching distance, it's heartbreaking.
I think as well, though, like, even though you're losing, think of like this time in like a month, you'll be like, I wish I could go and watch us get beat again.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd like to watch us lose to Colchester, Grimsby, and get absolutely bashed by Accrington in succession. Not sure if I want to watch that again, but if you ask me if I wanted to go back to January, yeah, beating Wrexham, nearly beating you. Not nearly beaten, that would be too generous. Putting up a good display against Manchester United and winning like every game during that month. I'll miss that. I won't bloody miss this, though. This is crap.
Oh, shall I cheer everyone up?
Yeah, there you go.
On.
Go on then.
That's some positivity.
You know me anyway. I've been positive since minute 1, even when we were doing really badly.
Yeah.
I mean, Keiron won't know that, but I genuinely at the start of the season was like, I'm not worried, we'll come good. And it's proving out to be pretty much that way, isn't it? So we set off at 8 o'clock on Saturday morning. I got in the car and I was in a shit mood. And I mean, like, Sam touched my arm and I was like, get off me. And I think what it was, I think I was just tired. So it will not surprise you to know, I woke up when we got to the services. And then I got woken up when we got... that's true, that. I got woken up literally when we pulled up in Sutton. Like, it took me 10 minutes to come round that I was that tired. Anyway, a couple of pints later and I was wide awake, ready to go and watch the football. Got to the standing section, it was full. Like, there was no spaces. I was stood on the stair bit. Paddy Madden put us 1-0 up in the 3rd minute of the game. Like, what?
What's that?
Just absolutely mental. So obviously at that point everyone's going mad. There was a bit of tension because we were a bit like, as Nick said before, Sutton had won a few games in a row, but when you look at who they'd played, it was low opposition. So yeah, it's good to win 4 in a row, but so we went 2-0 up in the 30th minute as I was on my way back from the toilet because, you know, pints. And then Sutton got a penalty, which was just a little bit of a clumsy challenge. They scored the penalty to make it 2-1. But then in the first minute of added time, Paddy Madden secured his hat-trick with a belting goal. Don't know if you're seeing it. It was absolutely like, boom, pick that out. To put us 3-1 up at the break. Second half was quite boring. But no one really needed to do anything. So glad I came with. Oh, is that Jalen? By the way, that's my friend's son. My friend's son, who is nearly 17.
Aww.
How am I that old? Anyway. Yeah, it was just, the second half was pretty boring, but the atmosphere was really good. And recently we've been having an issue with atmosphere, and I think it's quite a lot to do with the fact that older fans want the old songs, newer fans are bringing new ones in, and people aren't really learning them. So there's been that, but it was such a good atmosphere. Great day out, and came on to a Chinese. So what more could you want? It was just great.
There's one more thing I want. Louis
Barry. So Louis Barry was not on the bench on Saturday, but I'll talk about him again in a minute.
It don't matter. I just wanted a Louis Barry.
So should we talk about Tuesday then, so I can tell you about Louis Barry?
Yeah, just 1 minute, because I have got a lead match report.
Oh yeah.
I've actually highlighted it. I did not know we could highlight comments, but I've done it.
Yeah, I can't see the highlights.
Yes. So he has put, thought the first half was 50-50. Both sides had opportunities, but not clinical enough. Second half, Colchester started the brightest and scored 1-0. Then Mullin scored his 100th for the club, and Cleworth, our academy player, scored his first league goal for the club. That was that. Yay. Do you guys want to do Tuesday's games? Claire, do you want to do it first?
Yeah, why not? Let's talk about another win. So, I cried my eyes out, I'm not gonna lie. And I was messaging the guys on our group chat, and I was like, I can't breathe, I'm crying. So this is one that I was quite nervous about because, as I said before, Colchester have picked up their form. And it's a long trip on a Tuesday night. I did really want to go Louis Barry. So we got the announcement of the team, and Louis Barry was on the bench. Like, straight away though, that's giving everyone a boost because Louis Barry's on the bench. Do you know what I mean? Everyone loves Louis Barry, even you guys.
I love Louis Barry.
So yeah, we started all right, not great. It was a bit of a match. You could see that Colchester were really up for it. But Pal put us ahead in the 31st minute. Now, I told you guys to make sure you see that goal. Have you all seen it?
Sorry,
You haven't
no.
seen it.
Yeah, of course.
I think Kieran's not either.
I've seen it, yeah.
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 None of you have seen it, have you?
Yeah, let me just
Yeah.
watch it again so I refresh my memory.
Yeah.
So basically, what happens is Nick Powell just hits the ball, and there's no reason that ball should go in the net. The keeper's got the ball and basically drops it in the net. Like, it's the kind of thing that happens for you when you're top of the league and you're
Yes, I did see it.
mental. Anyway, we were buzzing. And then Colchester equalised in the 44th minute. So that was a bit like, oh, we're going into half time, like 1-1. And then Colchester also had a penalty saved by super Benny Hinchliffe. Who I'm gonna, if it's all right, I do want to read something out when we've done,
of course you
maybe
can.
League Two, just about County. But I've written a little speech.
Of course you can.
I've just watched the goal. What a brilliant strike and goal, and silly goalkeeper.
So we had a goal disallowed for offside, and we then did go 2-1 up with Sir Patrick Madden. Paddy Madden, who has not played for probably half the games this season, is now on 19 goals for the season. And I probably will when I'm reading it, to be honest. But it put us 2-1 up. We hung on, and we did hang on because Colchester were coming at us. But we got the result that mattered. And now, albeit goal difference aside, but let's be honest, Milton Keynes are not going to win all of their remaining games. Their goal difference, oh God, I'm not very good at maths. Their goal difference is 16 behind, 26 behind ours. And they've got 3 games left. So that would mean us losing 3 games, all of our games, and
scoring more than 7
them scoring
again.
more than 8 goals. So,
Nah.
let's be honest,
Nah.
we're going to be going on a tour of League One next season. I'm crying again. I'm just dead proud of my team, and yeah, go.
Oh, that's cute. I love that.
Can you imagine me on Saturday?
Oh no, that's proper melted my heart.
We're gonna need live reactions.
I'll get Amy to film me at the pub.
No, honestly though, that's proper melting my heart because obviously we played each other in that playoff final. Obviously you beat us, and then obviously the struggles you went through, and then you built yourself back up again. And it sounds mad because obviously we've just come down to National League, but it kind of gives me that bit of hope that maybe one day that could 100%. Be us again. So yeah,
and I have got something to read that will probably make you melt a bit more because it's kind of
I'm filling up now.
A little bit of a thing about like what's happened. Shall I just do it now whilst I'm talking?
Yeah, of course.
So, yeah. So my first bit really just says I didn't really have a conventional start to my time supporting Stockport County. I grew up in a Manchester council estate called Wivenshaw, and I was surrounded by Manchester United fans. I went to school there, and I just said, yeah, I'm a United fan. Didn't care, but all my friends were. Then my stepdad introduced me to Manchester City, and he used to take me to Main Road now and again, and I used to love it. I didn't care about who won. I just enjoyed the atmosphere and being at the football and watching the football. But my first trip to Edgeley Park, I just felt a buzz for Stockport County, and it was a buzz that I had never felt at any football match I had been to before. And I suppose like that day, it was my love affair with Stockport County started, and they did lose that day as well. And I know a lot of fans, a lot of teams, they have roller coasters, but not many people will go through what we've been through as a club. And I'm not saying that everybody's roller coaster isn't important, because every club has got their own. But from following my club to the highs of what's now the Championship, to the lows of regional football in the Conference North. It's been a hell of a ride. We were last a League One club in the 2009-10 season. And I suppose it's only a fraction of our time since then that I will talk about, because we did enter administration the following season after our relegation, and we dropped to League Two the season after. And it was a further drop then, taking us out of the English Football League for the first time in our history. We stayed in the National League for one season before we had a abysmal season, and we dropped to regional football in the National League North. In the National League North, and it's no disrespect to any of the teams there, but we took on teams in villages that we'd never heard of before, like North Ferriby and Brackley. And we played a team called Vauxhall Motors, who were a factory team, and we got beat away on a Tuesday night by them. And for me personally, that was my low point as a fan. So in 2013-14 season, we did drop to part-time, and we witnessed players from opposition teams coming and taking selfies in front of the Cheadle, almost like you'd expect like lower league players to do when they get an FA Cup draw at like Old Trafford or something like that. It was bizarre. And we had weekly chants of "You're not famous anymore." And then we kind of just played a bit and just were mid-table really. But in 2016-17 season, we missed out on the playoffs the final day of the season. And then 2017-18, we were knocked out of the playoffs by Chorley. 2018-19 is really where our story begins in terms of us getting on that road back, and we secured promotion, winning the league on the final day of the season away at Nuneaton. We had a great day out and had all four stands. They had about 80 fans and put a segregation in so that we could basically enjoy our day out. That season, we did think we'd blown it because we lost to Chorley in the title race only 3 games before the end of the season. But in the second from last game, Spennymoor and Super Glenn Taylor and Super Matt Gold, they beat Chorley, and we beat Curzon 3-0. And it was one of the most bizarre atmospheres at our ground when we found out Chorley were losing in the final minutes. But yeah, we went up. So 2019-20, we were in the National League. We were in 7th place, doing really well. And then football was paused because of COVID. And because of points per game, Barnet took over our place in the playoffs with a game in hand. So that's fine. January 2020, we were bought by a local businessman called Mark Stott. And there's really where the progression starts, because we've got a man who's from our town and wants to put our club on the map for the right reasons. There's so many bad owners in football, and we really, really have hit the jackpot with him. He's such a good owner. I'm nearly done. Sorry, I'm taking so long.
No, don't be sorry.
But I suppose obviously 2020 and 2021 was a COVID-ravaged season that only started in October. We had a huge FA Cup game against West Ham in an empty stadium. We had Jim Gannon suddenly sacked. We were 5th in the league. Everyone was shocked, and it was a culture sacking, so it was nothing to do with the football. We were knocked out of the playoffs after signing Simon Rusk as our manager, who was Brighton's youth coach. Dave Challoner's Hartlepool beat us in the playoffs, and they obviously went on to secure promotion. 2021-22 season, obviously, were the favourites to go up, but we had an absolutely shocking start to the season under Simon Rusk, and he was sacked in October. And then we got a massive coup and managed to get Dave Challoner, who had just signed a 3-year contract. We managed to buy him out of his contract with Hartlepool, and the rest they say is history, because after he came in, we went on a run and won 20 out of 21 games, which saw us absolutely fly to the top of the league, and we won promotion, ending our 11-year spell in non-league football. So obviously last year, everyone knows about it. We got beat in the playoff final by Carlisle, but it also made it our 10th season in a row of finishing better than we did the season before.
Love that.
So obviously we had a bad start this season. We've won 13 games in a row to get us going. We've had blips since then, but we can honestly say that our team give 100%. We've had injuries, we've had setbacks, and the club just continues to grow. Now, I suppose one player that I do want to call out and say it kind of epitomises the journey that we've been on is our goalkeeper, Ben Hinchliffe. So we signed him in 2016 from Fylde. He was a part-time footballer. We were part-time at the time, and he was a lorry driver. He had to miss some of our matches because of his day job. Like, he couldn't play for us every week. However, he has progressed and he has come on the journey with us. He has continued to get better and better and better. Everything is just looking good for our club. And the fact that we can now continue that, knowing that we have got one hell of an owner. We're going to go to League One. We're going to play these teams that we've dreamed of playing, that we never thought we'd play again when we were at the depths of the National League North. And it can happen. And you know what? When it does happen, oh my God, everyone's going to enjoy it. But the fans that have stuck with us through those bad times are going to enjoy it that bit more, because football is just football, innit? I'm not going to say that all of that non-league journey was bad. I met my husband in the National League North going to an away match at a train station. I've met my best friend through the club, and there's just, it's a massive part of people's lives. For us to be on a great journey and to be getting promoted, it's just so special. And I hope you
Stop, I'm crying. It gives me hope as well, though.
I was going to say, I hope you can all take hope from it, and I hope everyone gets to have a special owner like we've got, because he really is a special, special man, and he's doing things the right way. Uncle Nick will say that, because I know he's looked at it, but he's just doing the right things, and everyone deserves an owner like Mark Stott. So thank you, Mark Stott, for everything that you've given us.
I think everything you said there, Claire,
that was brilliant,
is what makes lower league football 1,000 times more special than the teams at the top end of the Premier League, because their fans, not all of them to be fair, but a lot of their fans are so entitled and expect their team to win something every season. And whereas all of us who have supported teams that have had terrible owners, terrible seasons, been on the cusp of going out of business, and when you get the good times, it makes it so much better. And obviously
exactly.
You're enjoying it, all your fans are enjoying it, and I hope you have I know you will have an absolutely brilliant day on Saturday, and the atmosphere is going to be great. I'll think of you when I'm in hospitality, tucking into my pre-match meal. So, so I'm going to enjoy my Saturday, but you'll enjoy yours 1,000 times more.
Yeah, we
good luck
only
to
need
you and all your fans. So
6
well done.
points to win the league as well, which out of 4 games. So
yeah,
hopefully we can do it as champions.
Yeah, that'd be great. Good stuff.
Oh, thanks, Ben.
Some really lovely comments. Oh,
I couldn't look at it while I was reading it out, so I was trying to not cry. Didn't work very well.
Chris has put as well, hopefully Dale can follow suit with the Ogden family taking over our club. I really hope
I get it, because when we went in admin, honestly, we had really bad owners. We had a rugby club, and the owner bought the club literally for the ground, and he didn't care about us. And I know what it's like to have a really bad owner. So just things can get better. Things can get better. Get knocking on Tyson Fury's door and get him to become Morecambe's owner, Jen.
Do Do you want to give your point, Kieran, or do you want me to mention Rebecca's first because she has wrote something about the game?
Let Rebecca have it because I'm sure she's a lot happier than me.
She has put great result for Accrington. Sorry, Kieran, she did apologise to be fair to her. Great to see Hendo on the score sheet along with Tommy Lee and Pritchard. Hopefully see Hendo getting offered a contract soon. Also, Seb came on.
Yes, he did. There's a few things about Seb actually. Seb Quirk, of course. I was stood on the left side of the ground in the terrace, and every game you see the players run up the touchline to warm up and do all that kind of stuff. And poor Seb Quirk, I don't know what he did, but the amount of stick he was getting was unreal. It wasn't focused on anyone else, just poor old Seb Quirks. I was really glad to see him come on because he looked so chuffed. I was able to have a watch of him as he came on, and he gave a smile. And I do not remember who did it, but I also want to give special mentions to whatever Accrington player came off in the first two substitutions as he walked down the touchline to probably go into the tunnel and do whatever. He was getting a lot of stick from our fans to where he was talking to a physio or something. And at this point, it was 2-1. So he did that as he walked past, which I found relatively amusing. He had done that as he had walked past. He made sure everyone saw it and then walked on and lived happily ever after. But yeah, I'll talk about it from a Newport point because it's miserable. And that was all too nice to where I'll now bring it back down to earth. There's a few things from a personal level that I really enjoyed about this game. One of them, you may have seen it on Twitter. I took my 8-year-old brother to his first football games. That was a nice kind of opportunity that I got to share with him because I never had that opportunity with kind of anyone in my family to have anyone guide me to my first football games. Despite the result, we scored first, which was really nice because I wanted the goal. If he was to see it, I wanted it to mean something. And at that point, of course, we had been leading 1-0 and looking to break a 4-game losing streak. Wonderful goal as well. Played it down the left-hand side. Really started frustrating Accrington. Started off really well and energetic, which was something I was talking about earlier that we were missing a lot. But it ended up finding Harry Charsley, who laid it off just outside of the box, and Bryn Morris, in typical Bryn Morris fashion, scored from outside the box into the top right corner. So it was a brilliant goal, and despite all of the evident shyness I saw my brother have, he had a smile behind it, so he knew that we had scored. But yeah. Unfortunately, from there, it went tits up. Brutal honesty, it didn't go how we had thought at all. I will get onto the cheer for Seb. Alex Henderson was the first to score. A lot of the goals from especially Accrington's point of view, I don't remember because I was looking around and kind of checking on, what was going on around the ground and kind of what the feel was. And as I mentioned, negative, incredibly negative. It was paired with potentially up there with the worst officiating I've seen all season. Darren Drysdale and whoever the lino was right next to the kind of main terrace where all the usual fans didn't have a clue throughout the entire 90 minutes. There was one situation where we were down the line and they had called the ball out. It was never out. But, what can you do? You kind of have your officials and you have to play around them, don't you? Unfortunately, at times. And we couldn't quite do it. There were a lot of evident just frustrations. There was no atmosphere. There was no positivity, really. Even when we went 1-0 up, everyone around us was saying, this'll take a second or so for us to lose it, and we will lose this game. I went into it expecting us to lose because it's a typical recent form suggests it. But went into the break. It was 1-1, which, as much as it's nothing special, 1-1 between two teams who have nothing to play for, it meant a lot to me in the way that I thought that the team had played the better football in the first half, and very similar in the way that Claire was saying earlier about how she's really, really pleased about the fact that players gave 100% every single game. That's what those players were trying to do. You can tell they're exhausted mentally, physically. You can tell they're not as sharp as they were in January, but by God, were they trying. And second half started, little bit of optimism in all fairness, which was, it feels a rarity in the past month or so. And then Tommy Lee scored what I can only describe as an acrobatic effort from about 3 yards out, which was interesting. Poor Johnny Maxted, we had made quite a few rotations, one in goal. Johnny Maxted was never getting to it, bottom corner, it's one of those, you're never saving that. The debates if it was offside or not in the build-up, but again, what can you do about it? And then the first of the real big cock-ups from Darren Drysdale, and the officiating started. The goal went in. Johnny Maxted evidently took a knock. Maybe he hit the post, or maybe he got into a collision at some point. Darren Drysdale hasn't noticed this, and he's called for the game to restart, even though our keeper's in the box receiving medical attention. So that was the first real massive, big, what are you doing? What game are you watching? Kind of thing.
He's nearly terrible.
Yeah, he's woeful. We had said this the second we had got him. Like, oh God, it's going to be a long day.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was the first big, huge error. Thankfully, Johnny Maxted got up. He was okay and continued as it were. Whole lot of nothing for the most part. Then for about 20 minutes, a lot of just uncontested possession in midfield that meant nothing. Joe Pritchard scored in the 67th minute. I'm 100% certain, even after watching the replay, it was offside, still awarded, whatever, what can you do? And then the 2 out of 3 massive cock-ups from Darren Drysdale and whatever officiating had happened. Alex would have commented it. Luke Jeffcott, we signed him in January from St. Johnson, and he's got really close to scoring, but he's not quite got that, that first goal where you'd imagine he potentially goes on and scores some more in the build-up. He had scored in the 92nd minute. Don't get me wrong, it probably wouldn't have meant anything anyway, because we still would have been a goal down with 4 minutes to go or so. But he scored, and apparently there is VAR in League 2 now, as the goal was awarded. Darren Drysdale has seen the goal, he's walked off. Lino's done the same, he's walked off. And you imagine, right, even if it is offside, you go, all right, there's no VAR, that counts as a goal, surely. Darren Drysdale then walks up to the lino and asks, did it count? They spend about 5 minutes having a conversation before it gets disallowed. So, again, what can you do? And to put the cherry on the really, really shit cake, 96th minute, Adam Lewis gets sent off because his studs were apparently high in a challenge. One, they weren't. Second of all, a confrontation happened afterwards. There were, players shoving and pushing each other and trying to punch each other and whatever. And he was the only one booked for it. He was sent off straight away for apparently the original challenge, which is probably a foul, but you're not calling it a red card 9 times out of 10. And yeah, the game was ended with a lot of boos. I'd hope it was towards the officiating rather than the management and the players, because they don't deserve that after the treatment they got from this ref in the season we've been through. But yeah, most people had left the ground at this point. But of course, me and my brother had stayed to clap the team off. He'd really gotten into the game at this point, so he was clapping them all off, and it was all it was all nice from that regard. But yeah,
Keiron,
hello.
do you know when you go into like a proper bit of a rant, your like Welshness like increases?
My Welshness increases. I did not know that. I'll have to look back into this, but yeah. The main thing that I really, really disliked, and no, I'm going to
I'm
keep going.
listening
No,
out for it now.
no,
Sorry, mate.
no, I'm gonna keep going. You know what? This is fun. But
Go on,
the
Taff.
main thing that I really, really hated after the game, and it was after the fact that full time had already gone and whatever. The social media reaction was awful. 5 or 6 people, 7, whatever. There's not many Newport fans evidently that use Twitter because there's not much engagement after wins or losses. But they'd all been saying for Graham Coppin to get out, for Scott Bennett to leave, even though he spent 7 years at the club or something along those lines. So apparently the manager who has built the foundation when we had no money and has got us believing we can get playoffs and achieve brilliant things. Apparently, it's his fault that 90% of our first teamers are injured. It's his fault that the team's evidently out the gas because all of them have to play 90 minutes and we can't rotate. It's his fault for everything. I understand managers have to take accountability when we lose, but by God, look at circumstances. You can't just go, oh yeah, the season was great, it was lovely, it was fantastic, everyone was so happy and cheery back in January, and these exact same people have now all of a sudden flipped their lid because we've not achieved playoffs, which was, by God, it was a dream anyway. So that's the one thing that's really frustrated me and really kind of upset me over the past few days, is that we had this absolutely magical season. If you take this final little bit off of it, it's been absolutely wonderful up until then, and people are just writing it off as if we haven't overcome all of the odds, we haven't had all these lovely things happen off the pitch, and we haven't got all of this ambition and hope in the future. But instead they want immediate short-term fixing and immediate changes that are unnecessary, in my opinion. And yeah, it's just inconsiderate and horrible in the ways, because it's not even that they're being constructive, they're just calling him every name under the sun and saying he should piss off and all this stuff, which I don't think is very nice and doesn't help the situation.
Do you know what I think with a lot of football fans as well, though, and I am as well. I'm calling myself out, but football fans, we're all fickle.
Oh,
we are all fickle.
Yeah.
And I think if you're a fan that's been there for a long time, a fan that's been there for a short while, you have different ways of supporting as well. So it's probably got to a bit of a place where it's a bit awkward, but you probably just need the season over now. Like that's what I'm sensing from you.
Oh yeah. Oh no, yeah, definitely. Even our manager has said that. He's saying we literally just need to crawl over the finish line. That is evidently what we're doing, and this is why me and Alex and Chat were saying we probably won't pick up a point towards the end of the season, because it means nothing. Like there is no point in us having that belief, because immediately we're in the reality of who cares? We've done our job. We've overachieved. We've done what everyone thought we wouldn't do, and move on to next year. But again, the fact that there's people there saying that he should be gone. I understand people have same opinions, and you all, at the end of the day, you all want the best for your football club. But some people don't read into their own football club enough, it seems, because he hasn't been the problem at the club for the past few games, and it's been the fact that our squad is, it's running on nothing. But
well, then my recommendation to you, Keiron, is just enjoy the last couple of games of the season, because it's all over next week. Enjoy it, enjoy your time with your mates, and then just get ready for next season.
Oh, I'm enjoying it. So there's a few things quite looking for. One, Bradford away on the last day. I couldn't envision much of a better away day to kind of finish it off with, given their ground and whatever. Yeah, the pitch is a problem. Can't wait for it to get postponed. But yeah, there's a game on my birthday, I guess, on the Saturday 20th. We play Salford, I believe. That'll be the only game that I actually care about as getting a result, because I don't want them ruining my weekend. But deep down, who cares? It is what it is, and I'm just I'm glad that we're not in this situation where we're worrying about, being relegated and stuff, because that was the worry I had back in August.
Yeah. Well, there you go. You've not got that.
We did Bradford away as the last game of the season when Di Canio was there, and we won the league. And at half time,
Di
they had
Canio?
Paolo. And
That's not sad.
they had
That's
their
not sad.
disabled team who won their league walk around the game with their cup, with a trophy that they won.
Oh.
And it was absolutely brilliant. And fair play to all the Swindon fans, as they were coming past where we were singing Champioli, Champioli.
Oh.
And these kids absolutely loved it. It was brilliant.
That's so sweet.
It's really
I love
good.
that.
I mean, it's great for us because we'd won the, and it was a 0-0 draw, by the way, as well. So, like I said, for that day, it didn't matter. But yeah, that was the best part of the day when those kids walked around with a cup and got the biggest cheer out, and they just loved it. So it was good.
Love that.
I mean, that's the good things about football. There's lots of crap that goes on, but when you get days and events like that, it sort of makes it, it goes past your team. It's football is bigger than that, and unfortunately, there's a few idiots about that try and spoil stuff. But on the whole, most fans are pretty genuine. And most of the away times I've been chatted to quite a few away fans, and individually they're great. But you get, although it seems it's a lot of, I don't know, it seems to be the issue. It's like 12, 13, 14-year-olds. It seemed to cause a lot of the trouble.
I
don't know why that is.
Shouts, aren't they?
Yeah. Oh yeah,
it's
your little ones.
It's like the stock pot all through.
It's just funny.
But yeah, there's always something good with football.
Yeah. Did you play on Tuesday, Nick?
No.
Oh, right.
No. So I didn't have to worry about the game. And I'm optimistic now. I've bought tickets to go to Grimsby.
There we are.
Oh.
There's one more thing I'll bring up as well, and this is something that Rebecca has already put in chat. When Seb Quirk came on, and bear in mind, this was final 3 minutes of the game, didn't matter, whatever. I could hear her shouting and celebrating from the other side of the ground.
Bless her. Oh, bless her. Love that.
So there we are. Seeing him come on and her evidently celebrate while it looked like every single other fan just stared at her in confusion was quite.
I love that.
Yeah, no, that was the nice part of it.
Trying to catch up with the chat and see if anyone sent me any more match reports.
Good result for Doncaster again. They're doing
unbelievable. That's 7 in a row now.
Playoffs.
Oh, I've got one. Aled has been patiently waiting, bless him. He has put the Crawley at home. Was fully expecting a tough game considering their away result against Mansfield. But we outplayed Crawley, one of our best performances of the season, won 4-1, and the Lion Cannon scored. Yay, he's actually ex-Dale youth, Andy Cannon.
He's ex-Stockport as well. When he got sent out from our academy because we lost it, he went to Rochdale.
Yeah.
And then obviously played for us the season before he joined Wrexham.
I love that. I love seeing players' journeys, like the academy players and stuff, and seeing them progress. I think it's brilliant. Who have we got as well? Dietrich's put, love that, Uncle Nick.
I absolutely love that everyone calls you Uncle Nick now.
I know, everyone.
Yeah, I love that we've all committed to it.
So the league table. Go on, Claire. You can read it out for us.
Can I just ask a question? Fair.
Yeah.
Who's top of League Two? I honestly didn't think I'd get to do that again.
I'll tell you what. If you don't win the league now,
we don't deserve to.
Yeah, you don't know. If you don't go up now, you're forever forbidden to League Two.
Yes, top of the league is the Mighty Hatters, Stockport County, on 83 points with a game in hand. Then in the automatic places, you've got Wrexham on 79, Mansfield on 76, And then in the playoff places, Milton Keynes on 74 points, Crewe on 70, Barrow on 67 and Crawley on 65. And the relegation zone is Forest Green on 36 points, Colchester on 38. The bottom three is very, very tight, isn't it?
Yeah.
Stupidly.
Massively, yeah.
Mad.
But we helped Grimsby out, to be fair. They were in it, but now they're starting to get their way out.
It sounds mad, right? And I've said it like each week. Out of those 3 teams who obviously could potentially come down, I don't see them as a massive, massive threat in National League next season.
No, 100% they're not. 100%.
No, they're not. No,
I'm
like
not
Forest
saying,
Green.
yeah.
Forest Green, pun intended, on paper, looked like they were going to be all right, given how much money they bloody splash everywhere. But by God, they're bad.
I can see them. I think they'll struggle in the National League. I think they'll. I don't even think mid-table. I think they'll struggle, and I actually think Forest Green are. And I don't mean to sound really harsh, but I think it's a club that you're going to see get relegated, and you're never going to see in the Football League again.
Yeah. I just think, and I'm not saying they're not going to do badly, any of the teams that come down to National League, but as like some of the teams previously people see as a threat, I don't think out of those 3 teams who could go down, they're not going to be like similar to like your Chesterfields and things like that, because they've not got the finances behind them.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying we're going to in any shape or form be competing right up there next season. I'm not saying that, obviously, because we've got our own difficulties going on, but I don't see them as a massive like.
No, if you look at that table, if it was like Tranmere, Swindon, and Salford coming down,
yeah,
like you would say that's 3 teams that will compete.
Yeah,
but yeah, like you say, those ones in the bottom 3 now will. But yeah, I agree with you. They will struggle in that National League because it is a tough league.
Yeah.
And it's hard.
Capitals are overrated anyway.
Oh, bless her. I know, obviously, the points, I'm pretty sure of Morecambe. Yeah. Morecambe have obviously gone down. Yeah.
It's all right. Capital letters are overrated anyway.
I know. I don't mean it harshly. Do you know what it is? They're the worst team I've ever seen in my life, and I've been to football in a lot of places.
Into Rochdale.
maybe it's because I've forgotten how bad some of the football was in the National League North. I don't know. You had part-time players there though, so it was a bit of a mitigation. Forest Green are. When you go to the club, and obviously it's only recently I went, it was only in March, Easter weekend. Yeah. The feeling that I got was just non-league, and it was the amount of people there. There was half-empty stands. They'd run out of food by half-time. Well, 20 minutes into the game when I went to the window, they're like, we can give you a bag of crisps. Just the feel of the club was non-league. I'm not saying they're going to go out of existence. I just think they'll stay in non-league now. And I'm not being like really nasty and saying, I mean, it might come across it, but I don't intend it to come across as nasty. It's just the impression I got from when I was there a couple of weeks ago.
No, I get that. I feel like they have been one of them teams, and fair play to them for obviously what they've done, and they've kind of been here, and it's only now they're having the struggles. But I feel like sometimes you can see a difference, can't you, with like more of an EFL kind of club and the lower kind of club.
It did sound harsh. I said it though, did it? Anyway, you say after 3, I'll count you down. Who's top of League 2? 3, 2, 1.
Stockport County.
Stockport County.
I sounded proper mank then. Stockport County.
County.
Oh, funny.
All aboard the Stockport County train.
Whoop, whoop. Louis Barry's on it. We're all on it.
Louis Barry. Louis Barry.
All right,
Right.
Claire, final thing, early prediction for Saturday. Louis Barry scores a 90th minute winner to send you up.
Can you imagine?
There's the
Can you even
prediction.
imagine? Amy, if you're still here, I'll meet you on the pitch. I had to get that in because I know Uncle Nick hates a pitch invasion.
I know, so I'm a miserable git for that. I do. Keep any pitch. Pitches for players, not supporters.
So in the chat, we have obviously got Mr. Luke. I'll get his comments now. He has put, my question is, who is going to Wembley twice? I wonder who. Oh, I wonder who. I wonder.
Wembley's over.
It could be Coventry.
It could be a complete waste of time if you get beat twice, though, Mr. Luke. Oh, I don't mean that as it sounded.
He's actually put, I'm currently on an amazing roller coaster with my club. Forever grateful for supporting my club. Kate said till I die. That's cute.
No, that's a nice message if you take away what Claire says.
I know. He's asked, can we skip today's game, please? Then he said that he should have stayed at home and watched it. And he said, get me out of Filed immediately. Never coming back here watching from M55.
Shithole.
Massively. I completely agree. Completely agree. Yes, I am going to get on to this. Sam Mather scored for Rochdale on Saturday. I just want to say as well, like, fair play to us because we love a bit of shithousery on this podcast. Nothing was said about Keiron Mitchell and the red card appeal, so we automatically thought, like, it's not been turned over, it's not going to play. Just before the team news came out, the social media admin put no Keiron, no party in a picture of his shirt. And then obviously we announced the team news and Keiron Mitchell was part of it. So I absolutely love that shithousery from them and the mind games. That really
because they would have prepared for
yes.
playing. That's funny that. Go on,
Not like it mattered. Not like it mattered because it was honestly, it was one of them typical derby games where it's massively hyped up. Both sets of fans are up for it. The banter's flowing on Twitter and everything. And it was just a snooze fest. Like, it could have sent anybody to sleep. Luckily, it didn't send me to
4-3
sleep.
in the reverse fixture? It was something like that, wasn't it?
Yeah. But, yeah, it was one of them days where they created chances, but it was a very dull match. They weren't much about us. To be fair, the players look really tired, and I think that's obviously where it's going.
Look at Ben's comment.
All right, Ben. I love that.
I know, me too.
But yeah, it was just a really dull game, to be honest. They obviously scored. Hallam Hope, if anyone was going to score against us, it was going to be Hallam Hope. And then this sums up the derby game. Our goal, Sam Mather was the last one to touch it. Their defence was an absolute calamity. And it slow motion trickled over the line. Like, it was as if someone was there blowing it like, it took forever to get over the line. It's as if time stopped and Oldham's defenders stopped. But yeah, it's amazing to see Sam Mather score because obviously he was one of the, I think I mentioned it. We've kind of got something going on, scholarships with Manchester United. So a couple of their players have come to Dale, and it's not really on loan. It's part of a scholarship and to kind of for them to gain experience, playing football and like National League football and kind of setting them up. So they'll play for Manchester United Academy, and then obviously when they're free, they'll also then train with us, and then the odd game when they're available. And Sam Mav has actually been playing quite a few games for us, and he's gaining that experience, and he looks like a very, very good player. He scored a couple of goals as well, so that will obviously give him massive confidence. So, yeah, it's really good that what they do. I'm really happy with that. Jim McNulty as well. This is why I love him so much. Before, obviously, the teams came out, he came over to us Dale fans to get us hyped up. He came over and clapped us all before the game. And this is why I just love Jim McNulty. Cian Hayes, as I mentioned before, this was probably one of the first games I've not seen him really perform. But to be fair, I don't think any of our players performed that well. I think it was one of those games for him where he just didn't perform, and I don't say that often about him. But yeah, as I mentioned, only three more times we'll see him in a Dale shirt this season. So sad times. Don't know what's going to happen there, but yeah, not really a lot to say on this game. Our midweek game as well got postponed due to a waterlogged pitch. Really bad weather. That was against Boreham Wood, so that's going to be replayed next Tuesday. But yeah, not really much to say on Dale and Dale matters. 1 minute, I need to cough.
You talk about loan players. I also forgot to mention this. You know that I was talking about, a player that got sent off for apparently having his studs up. He's on loan at Newport, and he's now got a 3-game ban. So we'll never see him play for Newport again.
Crazy.
There we are.
Crazy.
Unless he joins on a permanent, because his contract's out with Liverpool at the end of the season. So one can pray.
Oh, this is cute as well from Wolsey for you, Claire. Hey, Claire, we are staying up. Can't wait to play you next season. See you at Reading. Never been to Stockport.
Yeah, my friend actually lives really near Reading. So I'm hoping that we get like free lodgings the night before. Get Daisy to an away game.
Right, standout games. Obviously, Boreham Wood.
But you've got to mention Boreham Wood because they're in the bottom, they're in the relegation zone. That's a huge result. Obviously, they've just announced that Luke Garrard's leaving at the end of the season as well.
Yes.
Like, what an incredible job he has done for them. But yeah, it's nice that they could then go on and get that huge win. And maybe if they finish the season strong, it might, it's another thing that he's got under his belt, isn't it?
A lot of the Swindon fans want him as their next manager.
I'm not surprised. He doesn't play the best football, but it's normally quite successful at it.
Well, we haven't been playing the best football, so that'll be no different.
Good result. It's a good result there for Hartlepool as well.
Yeah, I was going to mention Hartlepool. Very good result for them. Ebbsfleet as well at AFC filed, because I know what Ebbsfleet have been struggling as of lately. AFC filed, obviously, they've climbed up the table, so that's a fantastic result for them. Woking as well against Dagenham.
Good away win for Halifax and Eastleigh as well.
Well, am I right in saying I'm pretty certain York had 2 players sent off? I'm sure it was.
Yeah.
There was one game.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
I'm really sure it was. I will double check, but I don't know what to make with York, because I feel like they'll pull themselves out of it, get a cracking result, but then they'll get dragged back into it and just make stupid decisions. So I don't know what to expect with them. Shiv in the chat has said, I'm going to say it, the National League is the most exciting league in England right now, without a doubt. There is a lot, to be fair. Yeah, Chris has said, yeah, that's right. Halifax as well. And as we mentioned with Halifax, they've had a lot of postponements recently. And if nobody was in when we did mention it, they are playing the next couple of games at Accrington Stanley because they are having issues with their pitch. So, yeah.
Who are they?
I love it. Let me have a look for these. I've got some notes, you say. I wanted to mention as well, we mentioned it a little bit before, and I want to get Mr. Luke's opinion on this. The Aldershot Gateshead game, what got postponed. So, yeah, Aldershot fans obviously made a 300-mile trip for the game to be cancelled 15 minutes before kickoff.
Fuck off.
The referee only confirmed a second pitch inspection 90 minutes before the game, but by that time, everyone who was travelling had already arrived. And I don't know if any of you saw it as well.
Oh,
There was some videos
statement.
going around. The statement, they were basically blaming the Aldershot players. Gates had put out a statement, said something about the Aldershot players, and I don't know if you've seen the video, but there was a bit of confrontation between, I think it was the Aldershot players and someone from Gateshead. So I'll be really, really interested to see what Mr. Luke's opinions and thoughts are on that.
I'd have been fucking raging.
Imagine.
Mental.
Imagine.
No,
but it's
in
not the first
national-
time this has happened, is it?
No.
The game get called off late. The leagues have really got to sort this out.
There was,
To be fair to fans, I mean, Swindon had it the first game of the season.
Yeah, he did.
They were fans in the ground when it was called off. It's just absolutely crazy.
Yeah. Walsall were playing in the FA Cup. I don't remember. They were playing at Alfrington, was it? Or someone along those lines? And they were all on, I don't know the name of the team. Something along those lines. But no, they had played them.
Alfrington is a great name.
Alfrington. Yeah, I don't know.
It is Alfrington.
Yeah. They were playing them in the FA Cup, and it was called off like 20 minutes before the game had started, or something along those lines.
I told you about my trip to Turkey, haven't I?
Yeah.
You have, yeah.
It's been going on for a long time, and it just needs sorting out.
Yeah.
It's not fair. It's not fair at all.
In National League news, Yeovil ended up winning 2-0, so they're now going to be in the National League from
congratulations
next
to them.
season.
And you've got lovely Maidstone Ben's team are in the playoffs.
Indeed.
I love that.
Oh shit.
Just on these other games as well. So obviously Barnet won, Bromley won. Pretty fair. They're both up there, aren't they? Near the top of the table. Maidenhead. I mean, what a result for them. I think I mentioned when I was on the podcast, when we play Maidenhead, even though they are part-time, to be fair to us, they really did give us a game. And it was only that Devante Rodney goal that obviously got us the 3 points, but they really did graft and they played really well. So yeah, what a result for them, especially against Hartlepool. Also a bit hit and miss, aren't they? Solihull Moors beating Ebbsfleet 3-0, expected in my opinion.
So they've got Tyree Shade on loan from us.
Yes.
And he's absolutely tearing up. I see a couple of goals he scored. One was an absolute banger. And he was very much Marmite at Swindon. I quite liked him, but he never fulfilled what he could do. He's real. I mean, he should be so good. He's got every attribute you need to be a decent footballer, but it just never quite happened. I'm really pleased for him that he's doing well at Solihull, and he's got a Wembley trip.
Solihull, shit.
Yes, he has.
Yeah,
I hope Solihull get hammered.
Why?
Horrible.
What did they do to you?
I had my very, very worst experience that I've ever had at a football match at Solihull, and the way that the steward of Solihull dealt with it, literally, no matter what I said, and this is in a Conference North, bear in mind we'd played him after, I said I will never, ever, ever step foot in that ground again, and I never did. It was, do you remember Akwasi Asante that used to play for him? And then he moved to play for like Chesterfield and all that.
Yeah.
He was having banter with our players. With our fans. And he had this like funny haircut, and our fans started singing "You've Got a Pineapple on Your Head," and he was like bantering it and like dancing to the song and all that. And then because of that, at the end of the game, I'd turn around to him. Don't know if you've seen it, but there was a red card. Andy Robinson got sent off. It went all viral. He got sent off literally as he ran on the pitch. He got sent off immediately years ago. And I said to him at the end, "What did he get sent off for?" And he said, "Fuck off, you fat cunt." And I went, "What?" I was like, "I've just asked you what he's got sent off for." And he went, "You heard." And And I went, I don't know what I thought it was, but I was like, come and say it to me face. You fucking dickhead. Who do you think you are? And then obviously the steward came over and he went, you're supposed to be a lady. I was like, did you hear what he just said to me? He went, I'll deal with it, don't worry. Off you go. I was like, what?
Wow.
So I don't know which one of those. I think it was you're supposed to be a lady is what offended me the worst. It's years ago now, but because of that experience, I just hate
That's
him.
awful.
Hate him.
That is awful. Ew. I don't know why I've just done that and highlighted that one. I don't know what I'm doing now. Shocked me. That's horrendous. That's got me well angry.
Well, see, the thing is, we played him about 2 weeks later at home, and someone must have said something to him because he looked at me straight in the face. I sit like 4 rows up behind the goal. Yeah. He looked at me straight in the face and mouthed, sorry, and I just stuck my fingers up at him. I weren't interested. But I've never hated a footballer like that. So
that is awful.
Pick him.
That is disgusting, honestly.
I know.
And
see, you did ask Uncle Nick.
No, fair enough. Yeah, good reason. Fair play.
Yeah, very good reason.
Very good reason. Last but not least as well, obviously, Wealdstone 1, Southend 2. Southend are doing very, very well. I mean, I'm going to get the table up now.
They'd be in the playoffs if it weren't for that deduction.
Look at it. They can still make it as well, to be fair.
Yeah, but they've only got 2 games left. Look at the games at Gateshead and
Halifax. They play us, though, last game. But, so obviously, top of the table, we all know, they've already won it. Chesterfield with 95 points. We have got Barnet in second on 80 points. Bromley in third on 75 points. Solihull Moors, boo, on 73 points. Altrincham are 5th on 71 points. Gateshead for Mr. Luke, a 6th on 69 points. FC Halifax are 7th on 66 points. And then in the relegation zone, we have Boreham Wood. It was 21st on 47 points. Kidderminster was 22nd on 46 points. Dorking are 23rd on 44 points. And then Oxford City, bless them, they did get relegated. And obviously, updated table, Wealdstone obviously will be on 50 points now after their win against Dorking.
Who are now relegated, if I'm not mistaken.
Are they?
What's that?
Oh, yeah, they'll only have 6 points to play for, so yeah, they will be.
Yeah.
We've got Mr. Luke as well on that situation we mentioned before. First off, I can understand the frustration of the Aldershot fans, and we are sorry for it. But apparently, Aldershot manager didn't want his players to play on it as we were trying everything at this stage. We have got a question as well before we move on to the FA Trophy. Shivers put, who does everyone think will go up by the playoffs? Keiron, I'll ask you first.
But I'll say Barnet just because, they've got quite a bit of distance on the kind of teams below them there. But weirdly fancy Halifax as well. I don't know why, but, either one of those two in my eyes.
Uncle Nick, who do you think?
Whoever finishes is in 7th position. Team that sneaks in there will do it.
Claire?
Yes, I mean, you always want the team that's finished like the closest, I think, to go up. If I can say one, not really strongly one, but Barnet. But I hope Altrincham do it for good Ethan Ross. Because
I'm torn, mate. I think Altrincham have been really good.
Did you just go, I'm torn, mate?
I'm torn, mate. I think Altrincham, and I say it every single time, that Clark is an absolute baller. Like, he's one of my favourite in this league. And I think, obviously, the attacking force they've got, I think they're absolutely brilliant. So I think they've got a very good chance. But I'm not just saying it because Mr. Luke's in, but I just think Gateshead, I think they play some really good stuff. They've obviously got to Wembley in the final of the FA Trophy now, and I just think all season they've been pretty consistent, even with losing the manager. So I'm torn between Altrincham and Gateshead, who I think.
Actually, I don't want any of them going up because none of them are really a close away day, so they're all boring.
Oh, I love it. We have also got as well Mr. Luke's match report from tonight against Fylde. Awful performance, awful conditions, and an awful pitch. I completely agree with that. Need to regroup on Saturday and basically go again, but yet grateful of our position we are in. Just still positive as always. Love that. And then we will quickly, if I can get onto it, go to
the slide that we were talking about earlier.
Yes. So the Bristol Street Motors Trophy. Peterborough 2, Wycombe 1. Are we happy Peterborough won? Did we think Peterborough would win? Did anyone watch the game?
Yeah, I don't give a shit.
I think there's one interesting fact from this game that I read up on. It's that Peterborough have never lost at Wembley. All the times they've been there, they've never lost. So that's about it. But other than that, who cares?
Did you see the winning goal?
Yeah, it was a cross. It looked like a cross, wouldn't it? But it must have been
he
over
directed it into the top corner from the halfway line.
Oh yeah, it was intended, right?
That's what he'd tell you.
It's like that one. There was one goal in League Two that was very similar to that. I think Forest Green scored it, or someone along those lines.
In the chat, we have Chris. He's put Harrison Burrows with 2 cracking goals. Dietrich's put, thank God Peterborough won after Wycombe beating us in the semi-final. It's a Ferguson trait to win late on. That is true. That is very, very true. But yeah, congratulations to Peterborough. And then the FA Trophy. So these were the semi-finals. So we had Bromley 1, Solihull Moors 2, Gateshead 2, Macclesfield 1. And I actually do have Mr. Luke's report on this as well. So Macclesfield at home, great start to the game. And what followed was an overall good display in the first half. However, we did slack off a bit in the second half, but doesn't matter now. Wembley again, ole.
Is that where Robbie Savage is?
Yes. Yeah, it is. Sorry about that. But yeah, so it is going to be obviously a Gateshead Solihull Moors final. Who do we want to win that one?
Well, based off of Claire's previous story, Gateshead. Yeah.
We all Gateshead in this game.
All Gateshead, aren't we?
There you go, Mr. Luke.
I'll go behind you.
Oh,
Tyrese Shade. And when he was when he was good, he was Sade. When he was crap, he was Shade.
I was going to say I heard him get called Sade.
Yeah. When he had the odd good game, he was Sade.
You would tell your opinions if he's Sade or Shade.
Yeah. Most of the time he was Shade. He is an international footballer, though. He has played for his country, so
he's Sade if he's on international duty because he probably played well.
Yeah, he could be a really good player.
Beauty.
I love that name.
That's a great name.
It is a great name. But yeah, that's the end of the show and the end of the football talk. So thank you to everybody who's tuned in, and thank you to my lovely, lovely friends who I've spent time with tonight. It's been an absolute pleasure. Keiron, if anybody wants any more Keiron in the lives, where can they find you on social media?
Why wouldn't they?
Not your address. Not your address.
Here's my address. My address is it's social media's it's Keiron usually see on Twitter, YouTube, TikTok, everything, even Threads. I don't bloody know. Mental.
Oh, funny. Uncle Nick, where can anybody find you?
Twitter on Road Ocus, apparently. I'm not Ocus Road, I'm Road Ocus. Or on Fools Rushing podcast on a Monday and a Friday.
What a show. What a team. I love it.
And we're all out on Saturday in hospitality, so that'll be cracking.
Oh, please do some videos and stuff so we can see you all.
Oh yeah, we'll do something.
Claire, where can anybody find you?
I'm on my sofa.
I'm in my mum's
You can
car.
find her in League One.
You remember that? I'm
Yeah.
in my mum's car. Brum brum. Get out my car.
No.
You can find her on a League One tour.
I'm on top
That's
of
where you can
the
find her.
All aboard the League One tour. Choo choo, motherfuckers. Yeah, there you go. Claire_Jeffs. And yeah. Who's top of league table? Go on, Dietrich.
Your Twitter space as well, Claire.
Oh, yeah, we do have a Hundersore hangout on a Tuesday normally. We might be coming to you live straight from the match on Tuesday because potentially if we win on Saturday, we could win the league on Tuesday. So we'll see. It's a big if, but we'll see.
Love to hear, love to hear. And if anybody wants to follow me, I am SharXREFC. That is on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. Her Game 2 stuff is Rochdale HGT. I will be doing an Instagram takeover as well on Saturday because I am at Rochdale's Awards evening. So, yeah, there'll be a lot of content going out on there. But, yeah, thank you so much for watching. And the most important one. So, the Absolute Football Podcast. And look, Keiron, your face is
there.
on it.
My face is there. I've made it, everyone.
You have. On Twitter, we are Absolute Ball Pod. On YouTube and Twitch, we are Absolute Football Podcast. On TikTok, sorry. That's TikTok, isn't it? We are Absolute Football Pod. On Instagram and Threads, we are Absolute Football Podcast _ We have the Absolute Football Podcast on Facebook. We have our Premier League and European show on a Monday. WSL and Women's Championship show, which is amazing. That is on a Wednesday. Please do tune in on that. That is a really, really, really good watch. And obviously, we have got our lower league show on Thursdays at 8:30. So please, please, please tune into them. Subscribe if you can as well, because honestly, it makes our day. And as Josh says, an angel gains its wings every time you subscribe. I know.
There's 800 and something angel. Well, 677 angels with their wings.
Exactly, and it could be more if everybody else does. But I just wanted to say as well, like it's one of our top views, like live views tonight. The show as we're watching it. So massive, massive thank you to anybody who has stayed with us all this time. It's been amazing, and we do appreciate your support. Everyone in the chat as well, you're amazing as always. We love you so much, and the show wouldn't be what it is without you. And yeah, enjoy football this weekend. I hope your teams win. And yeah, have a lovely, lovely weekend. And pause. Bye, everyone.